What was the biggest plot twist in your life? I was 19 and casually seeing a girl. Then one day I found a lump in one of my testicles while I was taking a shower. Went to the doctor and it turned out that it was cancer and that they would have to remove it. Oh, and I would have to have at least 2 rounds of the most intensive chemo out there if I wanted to not die. There was also the very strong chance that I would be sterile for the rest of my life. Realizing that this was something that I might not survive, I ended things and dropped off the face of the planet for the girl I was seeing, as I didn't want to end up being the dead boyfriend. She found out what was going on though and basically insisted that she be with me through it all. She came to every single 8 to 10 hour chemo session and helped me through recovery. Fast forward 6 years and we are happily married with 2 kids and our third on the way. I'm worried that my fiance is going to cheat on me for the same reason. Everything was great until she started playing WoW over the summer. Now she spends 6 to 10 hours a day on Discord and FaceTiming with the same guy who lives an hour from her hometown. She hates her hometown and often tells me that she would never want to go back there. Now all of a sudden she wants to go back for Thanksgiving of all days and again on Christmas. I come home from work and she's online until I go to bed. She won't go offline unless I specifically ask her to, which makes me feel like shit because I shouldn't have to ask to spend time with my fiancé, but she doesn't understand why I get upset when she doesn't go offline without me asking. I went out for a drive at 9 yesterday and didn't come back until the middle of the night. I got back in and she was just laughing on Discord and barely noticed when I walked in the door. In days past she'd be crying or worried about me, now she just doesn't care. When we talk about it, she just says it'll pass and it's just still a new game to her and she is excited to have friends. She basically tries to make me feel bad for asking her to play less because it's cutting into her social life. I am just being used now. I pay rent, I cook food, I take care of the cats, and she just rots away on her headset while getting upset with me when I point out how flawed it is. Sorry to rant, I don't have anyone to tell this to because I don't have any close friends or family members. I was a child of divorce, my mom cheated on my dad. I was cheated on in my last relationship and in this relationship. I kind of just want to die. Sure. We both grew up together since we were babies. Him being 6 months younger than me, we had a lot in common. My parents eventually got a divorce when I was younger and we both lived our lives. Fast forward to our late 20s, his father had passed away from cancer and he wanted to find out some information about his DNA and medical risks. He went through Ancestry.com and swabbed his cheek. Apparently when you do this, Ancestry.com automatically links your DNA with common relatives on the site. His linked to my cousin who had also had her cheek swabbed. My cousin called my sister and was asking why this random person all of a sudden says that we are related. We called my father and asked him what the hell is going on? He admits that 30 years ago he had an affair with my friend's mom and he had no idea that this friend was actually his son. The mom regretted it happening and told her husband, who said no matter if you get pregnant the child will be raised as my own. It is cool having a new brother that I have known my entire life already, so there is no awkward conversations when we talk. It has gotten to the point where we can laugh about it, but he certainly had to go through a tough time thinking that his father wasn't actually his birth father. Especially finding out right after he passed. I told my mom about it after and it was nice seeing her be relieved over 20 years after the divorce that she wasn't crazy to not trust my dad and she was right all along. Since I was 13, I have had horrible foot pain whenever I walk more than an hour. When I worked at my church bookstore, I would often have to sit for the majority of the time I was there. My ankle would swell up, and if it was really bad my knee would too. Every photo of me we have taken at Disney or Universal, I am in a wheelchair. We never really got a conclusive diagnosis. I was diagnosed with juvenile arthritis, an unspecified autoimmune disorder, and even a ganglion cyst. After an MRI, a partly fused bone was discovered in my ankle. A single surgery was all it would take to fix it, or at least lessen the pain. If only we had known that back then. Ever since I can remember, had this annoying, non-painful back pain. It wasn't the unable to walk lay on the floor pain, but would come randomly almost every day, make me feel nauseous and wouldn't go away until I fell asleep. The earliest I can remember this happening is when I got my first job at 15. I'm 21 now and my job requires long hours and lots of hard work. So I finally went to get it checked out because it was making me look lazy at the end of the day. I have a fluid buildup that is squeezing my right kidney. My kidney has been deformed and swelling for years and I'm so excited to get something done about it. Not a very happy one. I'll make it as short as possible, posted about this before. Met my bio dad when I was 23. After a couple years he invited myself and my toddler son to come live with him as I was struggling financially. Wanted to put me in his will, his wife at the time suggested a paternity test to be sure. I get the mail in, swab your cheek 1. 6 weeks later the results came back that he wasn't the dad. She kicked me out. I was homeless, dropped my son off with his father and explained everything, said give me 3 months to work and save so I could get an apartment again. Father of my son claimed abandonment without telling me and got full custody. Plot twist, 2 weeks after that, bio dad's wife flipped out and in her moment of crazy admitted her triumph of swabbing her own cheek and sending it under my name for the paternity test. We've since retested and he's my father. Went traveling with my girlfriend of 4 years, met an amazing person, all became best friends and traveled with each other for 4 months, got matching tattoos as a souvenir of our amazing time. Plot twist, girlfriend cheated on me with that person we had become best friends with every night in the last week, whilst I was in the same room, asleep. Found out through fixing her broken phone for her and the messages coming through. Edit, I think everyone is assuming I'm a dude. That's okay, but everyone is a female in this situation. Don't think that changes much, but thought it was worth a mention. Thanks so much to everyone for the support, it honestly means the world. If anyone ever needs to talk about the shitty cards life deals, I'm here to talk. Peace and love. Same thing happened to my friend. He was going to go to propose to her in Europe after a 6+ year relationship. They were going to stay at an online friend's house. GF felt weird about it so he told her to talk to him for a month to get to know him. Welp, turns out British came to visit the two before everything and he couldn't sleep at the boy's house so he wound up sleeping at the girl's house and wound up accidentally slipping and falling with his into her. Multiple times. British went back home after ruining my friend's relationship and still leading the girl on. Girl broke up with my friend and is now British's vacation every 6 months or so. No wonder his last girlfriend tried herself. Yeah, that sense of betrayal is literally so painful. I hope your friend is okay. For me, I probably could have forgiven her texting someone else, but the fact that I was right there, like, they could see me, someone I've loved for years and years, and someone who I considered a best friend and opened up to, could literally see me and were less than 5 feet away from me as they did what they did, completely sober, every night for a week, and could still look me in the eye every morning when we all woke up and went on our adventures. It makes me feel so violated. The problem is that I know it's horrible, but I haven't even managed to completely shut her out because of mixed feelings and her completely breaking down and getting messed up when I found out, said she didn't know what she was doing, blocked that person on everything and says she still loves me and that she just lost sight of things for a while because of stress and her feeling like I didn't care anymore. I don't know what to think or believe, and I still love her so I still see her. I guess that shows I'm weak more than anything. I don't want to tell you what to do since every situation is different, but as someone who's gone through something similar, I cut off all contact and my life has been so much better. Of course they'll have their excuses, but they knew exactly what they were doing and now don't want to deal with the consequences. It may seem hard because there's so many shared experiences, but if she could cheat on you so easily with you in the room, I'd say it probably didn't mean much to her.